So first and foremost, welcome to your second home 187. This is where one of the rooms that we're going to hold Combat U in. So welcome to the on-campus Informational. So I specifically wanted to have in this one of the rooms because this is where we're going to be hosting one of the classes. So I'll just give a little insight on myself before I start talking about the program. My name is Dr. Fajardo. I am the Director of Operations for Combat U. So just to give you a little bit more insight, I am a professional fighter, 10 professional fights, 12 amateur fights, a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and a black belt in judo, second degree. I've also had 5 years of collegiate judo experience as well on a competitive level. So just a little bit of some background regarding my martial art experience and whatnot. I train out of Urijah Faber over on Team Alpha Male, right across the street. And I've been tasked with organizing and setting up this program, this first ever program on the university level. So the program, in short, will start in the fall semester. That's when we're slated to go. As you can see, we're still in the process of building things out because this is not what the room is going to look like by the time the fall semester starts. So in this room currently, this room is going to be one of the rooms that's going to be the striking room. So this is where we're going to be hosting our kickboxing and Muay Thai and our boxing activities primarily in this room. So we're going to retrofit this room, we're going to move things around, we're going to put equipment, so we're looking at putting a boxing ring in here, bag equipment, and other proper equipment to make sure that all you guys are able to learn and compete at a high level. Now in the next room over, you're sitting on 183, that is where we're going to have our grappling room. Now in that grappling room, we're going to have brand new mats, brand new wall mats, and a space a little bit bigger than this, right? So if you guys can imagine, we're going to have a mat space that basically takes up 3/4 of the room this size, so a lot of space. So we're all in the process of tying everything together, building things up for everything to be ready in the fall. So the program is going to be working on making it accredited through the university. So it will not be at any extra cost if you are a student at Sacramento State, right? So that means you have access to 2 rooms worth of equipment, of brand new equipment, and coaches with high-level experience are going to be able to guide you along the way in whatever journey you wish to take, whether that's learning your disciplines to a recreational level, competing, or possibly even pursuing a professional career in such sports. So we are partnered with Open-Captions and Urijah Faber, so we're making a big program, first of its kind, never been done before. Right, it's something that's absolutely never done. University resources have never been put into a program of this type ever. So first, I'm going to have my coaches come up and join me real quick. So this isn't the entire coaching staff. If you guys were at the first Informational Open-Captions, there were a few other coaches here. But I'm going to have my coaches go ahead and introduce themselves. We'll give just a little bit of a brief insight whenever they're ready, just so you guys get a good idea of what kind of instructors and leadership you guys are going to have in this program.
So guys, my name is Urijah. I'll be one of your coaches for our MMA development program. So that's going to be for if you're looking to pursue, whether it's a hobby or maybe a career as a fighter in martial arts. I'll be one of you guys helping you learn a little bit about my background. I've been training under Urijah and Team Alpha Male since I was a teenager for about the last 15 years. So I've been able to learn a little bit of everything, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and blending it together to become a complete MMA fighter. You know, in the sport today, you have to be well versed in everything. Obviously, every fighter has their strengths and their weaknesses, but today you have to know wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, and Muay Thai at the very least, and be able to blend that together. So I'll be a part of that, and just looking forward to sharing my more with you guys. Thank you.
How's it going? I'm Cody. I'll be the head wrestling coach. I coach at Team Alpha Male also. I've been there for a couple of years. I knew Urijah when he was in college. We were the same size. I was 10 years old. I've I've been wrestling for like 25 years. I was a national champion in college, 3-time All-American. I've been grappling for a long time, like I said. I'm really excited to blend wrestling in and start getting the pro prep for people that are interested in that, or just pure wrestling. So if you have any questions, come see me.
How you guys doing? My name is Joseph Morales. I have about 20 years experience in martial arts. I'm going to be the jiu-jitsu coach. I'm a current fighter right now, professionally. I have 14 fights with a record of 12-2. I've had 3 fights in UFC. I currently coach in Elk Grove. I coach kids and adults. I've been coaching since I was about 14 years old, so about 16 years. And so yeah, I've been a lot of experience. I currently coach some of the pro fighters as well. I help out with pro practice and just focus on my career. A lot of what we're going to be learning for the jiu-jitsu is going to be how to integrate jiu-jitsu into mixed martial arts. So people that want to pursue or compete, or like even hobbyists, like even if you're not interested in competing, you're still going to have that basic foundation if you ever do take interest and you will be ready to compete in times where situations happen outside of the class.
My name is Brandon Gonzalez, owner of Bo's Boxing here in Sacramento. I've been in boxing for over 20 years, competed as an amateur as well as a professional. I was ranked #1 in the country as an amateur on the USA national team. As a professional, I was ranked high #1 in the world as a super middleweight, 20 professional pro fights. And yeah, I've been coaching for 15 years, running the gym, coach youth boxers, civilians, fighters, amateur and pro level. So whatever your goals are, we pretty much cater to that. Big on fundamentals, so we're excellent at working with people that have never boxed before. So if you're interested in getting started your boxing journey, see where it's going to go, whether you want to compete or just run it self-defense, then this is the place to start.
Hey, my name is Corey McKenna. I'm an active UFC fighter. First Welsh woman in the UFC. At one point, I was the youngest woman in the UFC. I'm going to be one of the assistant coaches, kind of, giving a woman's face for the program. I've been doing martial arts for about 15 years, coaching since 2013. So, hopefully I'll be able to help you guys in regards to your MMA journey, whether you guys are looking to actively fight or just train. And I'm excited to get to work with you guys.
So that's just a brief breakdown of some of the coaches. Our other coach is Cedric Banov. He's going to be our kickboxing Muay Thai coach. He's currently in Miami cornering Song Yudong for his UFC fight this weekend. He has about 100 kickboxing fights. Owns a gym in Suriname, so he's had a lot of experience in that realm. So just to kind of give a little basic breakdown of how the program is going to go. So on campus, we're going to be hosting each discipline as a curriculum course. So boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, and all that, that's going to be its own course, right? You'll be able to register for those courses on campus. Each unit or each course will be held here in these rooms. And that's going to be up to schedule. We're going to work on the schedule with the coaches and once the rooms are built up. So you'll be able to register online and take the course as a credit. Now, the secondary program that we're going to be running, the intermediary program, is called the Pro Prep. Now, Pro Prep is what was Cody mentioned earlier. That's going to be held at Ultimate Fitness at Urijah's gym. Now, that is going to be our primary MMA program. And that program is going to run primarily as more of an invite only, because Combat U from the university level on campus, that's where anyone can take it at whatever level. If they want to compete, they want to learn. That base level on campus will be here. Now, for those that want to pursue a little bit more of a serious or a higher level of mixed martial arts, then they would go to Urijah Faber's, and then they would have a program there. So now we're looking at running each course or discipline about twice a week. It's going to run just like a university course. The schedule hasn't been made yet. We're still working on that. But yeah, it's looking like 2 times a week. And the pro prep class, we're looking at running it 3 times a week. right? So that's the basic foundation. We're going to be announcing more as we tie things together. This program is a fast track very, very quickly. And things are coming together as they go. But the good thing is we know we're going to be ready by the fall. And you guys are going to be able to take part of the first ever class for combat youth. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to open up question and answer while we're here. So you can, if anybody has any questions to ask, there is no question that's out of bounds. We'll be able to answer it to the best of our ability. And then after that, then we'll break up, and then I'll have the coaches available for any more direct questions. If you have questions about the programs in particular, if you want to get to know the coaches, we'll have time for that as well. So if anybody has any questions, now's the time. Just raise your hand. We'll get through each and every one first. Yes?
How many people are going to be in each class, or like students in each class?
It's a good question. Right now, I'm looking at what my capabilities are from a instructor to student ratio, or what the rules are. Since this is a university program, there's a lot of rules I have to follow with that. So as of right now, preliminary-wise, we're looking at about 50 to 70 right now per class space. If we can do more, then we will look to do more. If there's a possibility of opening more units or more classes, it's purely on demand. But as of right now, we're looking at about 50 to 70 slots. Because if we do more than that, and we have one or two coaches, it gets a little rough, right? Some might have more slots because we have assistant coaches available. But yeah, right now, preliminary-wise, we're looking at about 50 to 70 per class. Yes?
I know you said that the schedule is still being worked on. Do you guys have an idea of what time the class will actually happen?
Yes, I do. So for me personally, what I love about having these two rooms is that they're going to be our rooms. We don't have to conflict with another class, or is it going to be another kin class in here running anything, or if I were to run something at Ultimate Fitness, I wouldn't have a class conflicting there. The rooms will be Combat U the whole time. So that opens up the ability to run classes and make sure that my Combat U classes don't conflict with each other. But look, I was a college student too, and I know that a lot of you guys go to a class till about 4 even. So primarily, we're going to see what slots work best. But if I can do anything from like 4 or later, I'm also going to see what availability my coaches have as well. And then we'll go from there.
Real quick, Hector, do we have people come in?
Yeah, you guys just join. Go ahead, pop in. There's plenty of space here. You guys want to filter all the way down, or if you guys joined in late, we just did our coach's intro, and I just did a little intro. Right now, it's just question and answer. So if you guys want to go ahead and ask any questions, if I need to go back, and we'll have time when we split up. So like, yes, question in the back.
One is invited to participate in a co-prep program. Is there class credit available or something with that? Or
So for Pro Prep, actually, we are in the process of figuring out if it is going to be an accredited class or if it's going to be our recreational club.
okay.
So that part of the program might not be credited. Due to us running that program off-site, there are different rules. So right now, that's actually something that we're in the middle of working on. On campus will be credited, off may or may not. So we might just make that a recreational club. Yes.
So what about for anybody that maybe wants to get a little bit of a head start before the fall? So let's say, like I think one time I went to the gym and then they were saying that there's like student discount
Yes.
or anything like that. What would be the idea? Let's say we want to get a little bit of a head start before even the fall.
Beautiful question. So since we don't start until the fall, we may or may not, depending on how scheduling goes with equipment, we may or may not offer training sessions prior. Right? That's up to announcement. But if we do not, Urijah Faber Gym has a student discount for Sac State students. If you guys want to take classes there, to kind of get your feet wet to see what kind of discipline you guys want to try to test out. Some of our coaches have other gyms as well, like Brandon Gonzalez has his own gym. He has Flawless Boxing. If you guys wanted to kind of get, if you guys want to go to the boxing ring, you guys want to get to know what Brandon's going to be running, you can go to Brandon's gym. Joseph also, he coaches at the academy in Elk Grove. If you guys wanted to reach out and kind of get a good taste for how the coaches or how the coaches are going to run programs, you can try other gyms just to get your feet wet a little bit if you don't have any experience. just to kind of understand, like, okay, maybe I dig this style, or maybe I'm digging this, like, maybe kickboxing style for me, but I might want to wrestle, right? So there are opportunities and connections, not just with the program, but with the university. Yes.
The wrestling team is going right now, so we are still accepting members. We go to the national tournament this week, on Wednesday, and then the following, we'll be taking a large step back and going over basics. So if you are interested, get your baseline concussion done, get all that paperwork in. You can knock it out this week while we're gone. You guys are on spring break, you can come back and you can start wrestling literally in 2 weeks.
So this is Lenny. Lenny came in late, a little bit late. He's been excused, it's all good. So he's one of our assistant coaches for the wrestling program. So Lenny right now is running the club sports, because the club sport wrestling team has been running prior to Combat U. So he's in the middle of running that for the season. So if you guys have any questions about, like, if you guys want to jump in and wrestle right away, he's the man running it right now. So feel free to ask Lenny any questions regarding that. Yes.
Can an incoming freshman do wrestling and combat U?
I believe so. Incoming freshman?
Does it conflict the schedule, wrestling?
We don't.
We're still in the process of making that schedule right now with all the coaches.
Okay, and another question, you said you might have some, like, to do it earlier, that it's actually starting in the fall, and you'll make the announcement.
We would make the announcement, yeah.
Where will you make the announcement?
Social media would be the first place. If you guys are following the Combat U page, that's going to be the earliest that you'll get any kind of information. I'm also involved. Most Tuesdays, Charles and I, my admission specialist, we usually run a Zoom session for anyone that has questions, and we update people at 3 p.m. on Zoom every Tuesday. So, yes.
So the invite to the other camp,
Yes.
does that happen when you see someone's potential, or?
Yes. So we're going to have a giant variety of talent, and, we're going to have people who've never touched a mat before, but then we're going to have people who have experience prior. I've actually been contacted by people with fighting experience already. Now, if it's someone who's already had fighting experience and a pretty good resume, that's when we would evaluate early. And also those students who are already here who maybe want to think about doing it, we would also be able to evaluate them on campus before we let them go to program. Yes.
So someone who has experience, if they want to have a career in fighting, do you recommend that they contact you, or
Yes.
you see them? Okay.
Email me. That's one thing that if you're local and you have fighting experience, it makes it a little bit easier to evaluate, because we have Ultimate Fitness and Uriah and I are right there.
Okay.
So that kind of helps if someone wants to take, like, for example, if it's a prospective student and they want to take a visit, they can always visit the gym and we can discuss evaluations from there. So that helps us gauge the ability for someone. Because with pro prep, we just don't.
Do you have any advice for people who are new and no idea what they're doing?
Yes, from now until the fall, honestly, I would try my hand at different disciplines. Like, just try and see what's out there. There's a lot of gyms, a lot of solid gyms that might have some trials. Like I said, you can probably get a trial session at Ultimate Fitness to try a grappling session out there or a striking session out there to see what kind of sticks or what caters to you. And then just go from there. I think a lot of trial and error is the best way. That's the best way for me to say it.
So I run a club at Open Fitness, a wrestling club for kids. If you're in high school right now, it's free to you. Come to the club. It's Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 to 5:30. We have like over half a dozen high-level coaches. So
Yeah.
just say you're there for Cali Kids Club, come in, I'll be coaching.
Is that over the summer as well?
Yeah. Yes, if you go on Open Fitness, you can see our flyers.
I think.
And this program will be running year-round, heads up. So this is something that will be available. The goal is to have this program available year-round, where you can register in the fall, in the spring, in the summer, and that's where spots will be rotating as far as like being able to register for this class.
So can you talk a little more about the, for people who might be interested in potentially making it into like a career aspect? So it's like, would you like help us go into the UFC and navigate that, or like what would it be?
Yes, so my coaches obviously have a wealth of knowledge. We have 2 UFC fighters actually on staff. So we're going to be developing and guiding students as it comes. If your aspirations is to go to that level, then it would be building you from skill to skill, and then progressing you through competitions, and then progressing through amateur fights, and then progressing professionally, which is a whole journey of things. But it's all going to be there. It's all a matter of like what time are you going to invest into that. But the resources and the guidance will be there.
What does the setup look like for students that want to compete intercollegiately in single disciplines?
Perfect.
Maybe like a wrestling team that they can then go compete in a like conference, state, nationals. And how does that all look like for people who want to just do one thing like wrestling, boxing?
Perfect. I'm glad you asked that. So yes, there are opportunities within the program for. You don't have to go to MMA and try to go and fight. Like if you don't want to do that, that's not your jam. You're not obligated to do that. So from a competition aspect, every discipline will have their own competition schedule. For example, wrestling is already set up. Intercollegiately, wrestling is already set up as well. The colleges already compete against each other. Boxing has its own schedule as is. That's easy intercollegiately because that's all set up. Jiu-jitsu is a little bit more fluid because that won't be so much. I don't believe there's any intercollegiate conferences set up as of yet. But there are competitions going on every month, every week. So a schedule will be, curriculum will be set up for that. Same with kickboxing, Muay Thai, that will have its own schedule as well. Again, intercollegiately, will there be something? No, there hasn't been anything set up yet. But there is opportunities to compete. There have competitions every month. And that's going to be up to the coaches to build that curriculum and set up that schedule to progress those who want to compete. So it's there. It's definitely.
Will there be weekend classes available?
No. If there's anything on the weekend, it will be competition. But it's as of right now, no, we will not have weekend classes. That's a good question. Yes.
So will the classes be in the morning or afternoon?
That will be dependent on the coaches and the availability. Well, not availability of the rooms. We have the room. That's going to be set up with the coaches. Whatever schedule.
Are we gonna have to bring our own boxing gloves or MMA gloves?
So I'm going to leave that optional. So I believe from the pro prep side, we're still figuring that out. But right now, we're actually in the process of working out equipment, an equipment deal, so that at least you guys don't have to bring your own stuff. But if you have stuff on hand and you want to, let's say we have the university issued stuff here, you don't want to use it, you can have the option to use your own stuff. So that will be it. There will be stuff for you guys to use. And then if you join the course, there's going to be stuff for you to obviously take home with you. Like if we issue a mouthpiece, I don't want that back, right? If we issue hand wraps, I sure don't want that back. So, but there are going to be some things that you would get back possibly, like maybe your gloves. Unless you want to pay to keep your gloves, cool, keep your gloves. If you don't want them, turn it back in. Shin guard, gear, something like that. So we're still in the process of setting all that. Yeah, question.
For the jiu-jitsu, is it going to be no gi or is it going to be gi as well?
It will be primarily no gi, but I will leave that again to my jiu-jitsu instructor to be able to make a curriculum. He's making his curriculum on that, so if you find space for it, cool. If you guys have no other questions, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the coaches available, right? We're going to spread out. We're going to have space around the room. You guys want to go ahead and meet the coaches, ask them some questions real quick. Even if you just want to pick their brains and see how they're going to run their classes or just ideas, maybe their philosophies. I'm available for questions as well. If you guys have any more program questions, I can answer just about anything. Actually, I can answer anything. But yeah, if you guys want to run around, familiarize yourself with the room, talk to the coach. This is like the giant chunk of what the information was. We'll probably host another one later in the year. But any updates, you guys can email the combat. If you guys are students, I am also looking for interns. There are internship opportunities. If you guys are looking for school credit, I am looking for interns. So just put that out there. The Combat U Instagram is not run by me, but it will get directed to me, right? So just shoot me an email and I'll handle it. So this will conclude this portion of the informational. Again, guys, feel free to get comfortable, ask coaches, and you guys are excused. Thank you.